2 nights ago, the Blue Hawks played what might have been the most thrilling game of the year and got one of the biggest single-game performances in program history. But it didn't add up to a win. Now the Hill knows what it must do if it wants to make the playoffs for a second straight season. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hollow of Rock Hill, where the Rock Hill Blue Hawks take the field for the second time in 3 nights, this time in Game 1 of their series with the Plano East Panthers. I'm Brian Sutcliffe with Colton Boston. This is the Blue Hawk Baseball pregame show from Regency Sports Broadcasting. And Colton, the finale against McKinney Boyd on Tuesday had everything a Blue Hawk fan could possibly have wanted, except for a favorable result.
Yeah, Brian, the game had a lot riding on it for both teams as the Blue Hawks and the Broncos were both around the playoff dividing line, with Boyd on the right side of it and a couple games ahead of Rock Hill. See, the Blue Hawks knew that they needed a win to stay in likely control of their own playoff destiny. See, a team 10-6 will likely make the playoffs in District 6-6A, and Rock Hill entered the game at 3-6. So some easy math will tell you that they needed to win their last 7 games to get there. And it didn't look good early on as Boyd scored 5 runs off Blue Hawk starter Brady Slanina in the first 2 innings and led 5-0. Then the Blue Hawks started to chip away as we saw the long ball in effect like we've never seen before in District. And the Blue Hawks actually hadn't homered in District prior to Brady Slanina's solo homer at Boyd on Saturday. And they hit a season high of 3 home runs on Tuesday, with Ada McDaniel and Carson Roy both hitting solo shots in the second and the third innings respectively. Both with 2 strikes to put the Blue Hawks within a 5-2 score. And then Boyd's then scored 2 more in the fourth to regain a 5-run lead. And Brian, that's when things really got nuts.
Yeah, Rock Hill, Colton, trailed by 5 runs twice in the game, trailing 7-2 heading to the bottom of the 4th, but they left the 4th inning tied after exploding for 5 runs in the inning without recording a single out. Carson Roy made it 7-3 on a bases-loaded walk for his second RBI of the game, which brought Ethan Kalanick to the plate, who'd already singled in his first 2 plate appearances, came up with the bases loaded. Kalanick homered on the first pitch he saw for a grand slam, which means the Blue Hawks scored 5 runs on 2 pitches. It was a majestic blast for his first home run of the year, and the game was suddenly tied. That was the score in the bottom of the 5th when Kalanick came up to the plate again and doubled to bring home his 5th run batted in, and the Hill had an improbable 8-7 lead. But the issue that's been biting the Blue Hawks this year is what they call the shutdown inning, coming out and holding an opponent to nothing after you score runs. Well, it bit the Blue Hawks again on Tuesday. After taking that 8-7 lead in the 5th, the Broncos regained the lead immediately on a 3-run homer. The 4th bomb hit between the teams in the game. That gave the visitors a 10-8 lead. They would then tack on an insurance run with the Broncos in the 7th for what would end up an 11-8 McKinney Boyd win. So after all of the home run fireworks dissipated, the Blue Hawks unfortunately fell to 3-7, and the standings now make very clear what has to happen from here. Allen is cruising at 8-0. It seems a foregone conclusion at this point. They're going to win this district. The only question is, will they run the table? They finished their sweep of Princeton, in which they outscored the Panthers 16-0. In their last 5 games, they have allowed 3 runs, 4 of those games ending in shutouts. Plano West trying to nip on their heels, trying to stay close enough. Allen and Plano West actually get their series going tonight. So that'll probably end all doubt about whether or not Allen will win this district. If anyone's going to stop them, it looks like it would probably be Plano West. The Wolves are 8-2. They have won 7 straight, and in those 7 games allowed a total of 7 runs. They wasted McKinney by a combined 18-0 score in their sweep. Prosper right now currently in the loss column tied with Plano West, but West has not had their bye yet, and Prosper has. So the Eagles are 6-2. They swept Plano, winning the finale on Tuesday 4-2. Then you've got McKinney Boyd at 5-3. They have won 4 straight after sweeping Rock Hill. McKinney and Plano East are both 4-4. Plano East had a bye last district rotation. They haven't played a district game since last Friday. Then you've got the Blue Hawks sliding in at 7th right now at 3-7. Plano is in 8th at 2-8, and Princeton still looking for their first W. But they could play spoiler down the path. We will talk a little bit about that as we get further into the broadcast. But at this point, there's 2 viable paths for the Blue Hawks. It'll be catching Boyd and catching Prosper. The Broncos are now 4 games up in the loss column, and they have the tiebreak over the Hill. So the Blue Hawks basically need to win out and then get a lot of help from Plano, Allen, and Princeton. Those are the 3 teams the Broncos have left. It might actually be more realistic to catch Prosper, as Prosper has still got Plano West and they still got Allen. They also play McKinney and Princeton. McKinney's a team that can throw you a curveball every now and again. So, but you basically need Prosper to lose 5 games as well. Maybe that's a little bit more realistic than Boyd, just looking at the 2 schedules. But when the Blue Hawk Baseball pregame show continues, we'll break down tonight's matchup against another desperate team. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Welcome back to the Hollow, where Rock Hill welcomes Plano East for the first of their 2-game series. And as we saw before the break, the Panthers are 4-4 and just a game out of the playoff spot right now. So they're craving a win just as badly, if not more, than Rock Hill. The Panthers were also swept by Boyd, so they just simply can't afford to fall behind much further. The Panthers had a great tournament season, rolling up an 11-3 record prior to launching into the heart of district play under their first-year head coach, Kerry Willingham, who came over from North Forney in the offseason. They got splits with Prosper and Plano West. They swept Princeton and then were swept by Boyd before their bye, 12-6 and 5-2. And they're really looking a lot like Rock Hill right now. They've dropped 4 of their last 5, as has Rock Hill. They got swept by Boyd, as did Rock Hill, and they got their 1 win in that period against Prosper, as did Rock Hill. So very similar run of play of late for the Plano East Panthers. Cole Carroll will take the mound in search of another quality start. In his last 2 starts on the mound, 12 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed just 1 earned run, but he lost both games because he only got 4 total runs of support in the losses to Plano West and Boyd. So Blue Hawks came out, scored 8 runs on Tuesday. We saw the long ball. We see almost identical conditions to what we saw on Tuesday. It's a beautiful night, but still a pretty stiff breeze blowing out to left. That's where all 4 home runs that were hit in the game against McKinney Boyd left the yard. So that will be an interesting storyline to watch as we go through this one. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. The Rock Hill Blue Hawks are coached by Sean Stanton, now in his 6th season, just 4 wins away from 100 in his career. His 2026 Blue Hawks are 12-9-2 overall. They are 3-7 in 6-6A play. This is the lineup that will face Plano East starter Kellen McQuinney. Carson Roy is the center fielder. He will lead off. He'll be followed by Ethan Kalanick, who had the best game of his career, one of the best games for any Rock Hill Blue Hawk player, with his 4-for-4 night. Or he went 4-for-5, actually, but 4-hit night with 5 RBI. The left fielder hit second. Anthony Gonzalez, the Ant-Man, the second baseman, bats third. Brady Slanina, the first baseman, will bat cleanup. Reed Tebow hits 5th and catches. Aiden McDaniel, the third baseman, bats 6th. Grayson Richards will DH for the starting pitcher, Cole Carroll. Richards hits 7th. Lucas Bell, the shortstop, bats 8th, and Morgan Singleton draws the start out in right and will bat 9th. East is coached by Kerry Willingham. He's in his first season here as the Panthers head man. His team is 14-7 overall. They are 4-4 in district and right there in the thick of things as they start their second half of district play tonight. They will send this lineup to the mound against Cole Carroll. Landon Weeks, the center fielder, will lead off. He'll be followed by Xavier Salas, the right fielder, who bats second. Tristan Parker, the shortstop, bats third. Ricky Clemens plays first and hits 4th. Tyler LeBeau, the catcher, bats 5th. Urban Cason, the designated hitter, batting for the starting left fielder Andrew Valdez. Cason bats 6th. Rylan Spate, the third baseman, bats 7th. Kellen McQuinney, the pitcher, will bat 8th. And Matthew Hyman, the second baseman, will bat 9th. It is a beautiful night. A little more clouds than we saw earlier this week. So let's call it partly cloudy skies. Temperature very manageable, a beautiful 79 degrees. Again, we do have, call it maybe a 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to left. And our public address announcer, Sam Kennedy, will introduce the Blue Hawks. senior right-hander Cole Carroll draws the start. His 8th appearance, all starts. He has a 3-3 record with a 2.46 ERA in 31 1/3 innings. He's allowed 18 runs, just 11 earned on 28 hits. He struck out 23 and walked 22, an opposing batting average of 215. In his last outing, what ended up being the entire game, he went 6 1/3. The game ended on a bases-loaded walk, the Blue Hawks losing that one 3-2. Cole went 6 1/3, allowed 3 unearned runs on 6 hits, struck out 2 and walked 3. Had a 61% strike percentage. He's got 3 consecutive ball games throwing at least 60% strikes. That percentage has been going up as the season has progressed. So Cole really finding his stride, and the Blue Hawk coaching staff need him to deliver a big one. We talked in the pregame about different paths that could still end up getting the Blue Hawks to their 2nd consecutive playoff berth. None of that matters if you don't win out. You cannot lose again. An 8-loss team is not going to make the playoffs in this district. A 9-7 team will need some assistance. There's a glimmer of hope. I wouldn't say that it's a 0% chance by any stretch, but you got to take care of your own business and then put some pressure on these other teams to go out and play strong in the second half of their district schedules.
Yeah, and I think something that we're going to see tonight is it's going to be a big test for Rock Hill's batting. Coming off of a game that was incredible for Rock Hill batting, but you're going against Plano East, which if you look at through their season, through 21 games, they're 14-7. Their run differential is 126-37. That is a 89-point differential.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think that stat's wrong. I saw it earlier, and I don't think I fixed it. This is what happens when you try to lean on AI a lot. Sometimes what you get isn't fully accurate. I know, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because I saw it this afternoon and went, that can't be right. That's incredible. And I think it's not right. But, it's a dangerous Plano East team. They split with Prosper. They came out like gangbusters to start the season, had a really good start to district. But as they've had to take on some of the tougher teams, been dealt a couple of setbacks to fall to 4-4, but this is a massive game for them as well. As Landon Weeks, Xavier Salas, and Tristan Parker will get things going here at 7:34 p.m., a beautiful night for baseball. Cole Carroll fires. The first pitch is fouled on the left side. We are just underway. It's 0-1.
Now that you mentioned it, before the game I was looking at that, and I was like, that isn't...
My goodness. How have they lost 4 district games when they've only allowed 32 runs all season? They've allowed more than that. Okay, look, I'm sorry. You get what you pay for, you know what I'm saying? No balls, 1 strike. Weeks hitting from the left side. The pitch, breaking ball, floats high, 1-1. Carroll brings the 1-1 pitch. That drops in over the inside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're just underway. It is 79 degrees here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. All these teams playing games in 48-hour periods. No Friday action with the holiday week coming up. Landon Weeks asks for time. One ball, 2 strikes. Carroll back to work. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Good curveball. Weeks couldn't get a piece. 1 up, 1 down here in the first for Cole Carroll. Good start for the righty. Xavier Salas will head over and bat from the right side. First pitch is a fastball low, ball 1.
Yeah, and I think something that we've seen throughout the season is a lot of the games that Rock Hill have played are super close. They're 5-4 in 1-run games, and if you look at the Panthers, they're 7-7 in games decided by 1 to 2 runs. So both teams have had their fair share of pretty close games this season.
Xavier Salas had 3 hits against McKinney Boyd in their last series as the 1-0 is rolled slowly over to Lucas Bell. He fields, fires, big stretch from Brady Slanina. That is a 6-3 putout. And looked like a painful one as nearly the full splits for Brady over there at right. He has been so good. As good as he's been on the mound, I would say he's been just as good over at first. I don't know that we've seen him leave a play unmade in his career over there. And there's quickly 2 down here in the Panther first. Nice play by Bell to charge it, make the transfer, put the throw right on the money. We got to Tristan Parker to get something going here in the top of the first. 2 up, 2 down for Carroll. The righty kicks and deals, fastball high. It is 1-0. Teams will meet again next Tuesday out at Plano East. We'll be back on a Tuesday-Friday schedule. The heavy dose of Plano ISD next week. The 1-0 pitch. That is turned and smoked to left, but it goes foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Blue Hawks won't take their district bye until the second to last week of league play. Here comes the 1-1. That is hit on a little short hop. Aiden McDaniel goes down to a knee, fires across the diamond, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Blue Hawks. Cole Carroll sits him down in a stress-free first. We will go to the bottom of the first. Plano East nothing, Rock Hill coming up. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
No score after a half inning. Kellen McQuinney, the righty. He is the Plano East ace. His last time out, he took a hard luck loss. He went the entire way against Boyd. Allowed 5 runs, 4 earned on 7 hits, struck out 6 and walked 6 through 110 pitches. So he used his entire complement. Andrew Valdez starts in left, Landon Weeks in center, Xavier Salas in right, Rylan Spates at third, Tristan Parker at short, Matthew Hyman at second, Ricky Clemens at first. Tyler LeBeau back behind the dish, and Kellen McQuinney will deal with a Blue Hawk offense that is hitting .290 as a team for the season, .245 in district. They have 4 team home runs in district that have all come since Saturday afternoon. 3 of them here in, again, very similar conditions, so wouldn't shock me if we don't see some more balls leave the yard here tonight. And they got the guys at the top of the order to do it. Carson Roy, Ethan Kalanick, and Anthony Gonzalez. Roy and Kalanick combined to knock in 7 runs, had a homer each, and it wouldn't shock me if Ethan Kalanick wrapped up an all-district nod with that performance on Tuesday. Carson Roy is hitting .435 with 4 bombs and 18 RBI. Leads the team for the season in most offensive categories. He's getting a run for his money in some of the district leader columns. I think the aforementioned Ethan Kalanick is leading the team in a lot of those in league play. Carson was 1 for 3 with a homer. He also had an RBI walk, scored 2 runs. Stands in from the right side. First pitch from Kellen McQuinney is a fastball on the outside half of the plate, 0-1.
Yeah, the thing about Roy is just consistency. He's got a 5-game hitting streak going on. I mean, you look at his average batting, .435 on the season.
0-1 misses wide, 1-1.
That's what I think Roy is so good at the leadoff spot, is just consistent. He's really consistent with getting the ball off his bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch low, a little bit off the outside corner. It's 2-1. We've seen Roy bounce between the leadoff spot and the 3-hole. He's a guy that you can basically just put anywhere in the order that you want. You want to put him up there to start to maximize the number of plate appearances he gets. The 2-1. That is ripped down the left field line and fair. Andrew Valdez will watch it roll into the corner. And in with a dive is Carson Roy, his 8th double of the year. He remains smoking hot. And the Blue Hawks have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Ethan Kalanick here in a scoreless first.
Yeah, so his 8th double on the season for Carson Roy. And that leaves Ethan Kalanick with a runner in scoring position, which Kalanick has 11 RBIs, 5 of them were from his last appearance here on Tuesday.
Yep. He went 4 for 5. I tried to go back in the history books to find other 4-hit games. We'll talk about that here after Kellen McQuinney, who I imagine saw the scouting report with lots of exclamation marks on it and stay away from this guy written on it. And here's Kalanick, and he's given himself up on a bunt. It's a good one. That will advance Roy to third. And that's the kind of player that Ethan Kalanick is. Went 4 for 5 with 5 RBI on Tuesday, and just like that, he's given himself up in the first inning. A beautiful 2-3 sack bunt moves Roy to third with 1 out for Anthony Gonzalez.
Number 7, Anthony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez with 9 RBI in the season. In district play alone, he's batting with a 304.
One of those 3-year varsity starters. Roy at third, 1 out, infield in already. The first pitch bounces in. LeBeau snags it. It is 1-0. Carroll only needed 9 pitches to get through the first. This is about to be pitch number 7 for McQuinney. He's got a runner at third base and 1 out, and the infield already in. The 1-0 pitch lays off a fastball, but it's a called strike, 1-1. Right on the outside edge. Plano East coach Kerry Willingham has a somewhat interesting story. We'll tell you more after the 1-1. That pitch misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Willingham's in his first year as the head coach. He came to Plano East from North Forney, where he replaced Tommy Sparks, who left North Forney to take the Plano East job. Tommy Sparks left in the offseason and is replaced again by Kerry Willingham. And Coach Sean Stanton told me he actually replaced Sparks earlier in his career at Naaman Forest. So he has replaced Sparks in 3 different places. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch missed a little high. 3-1. Anthony Gonzalez trying to get some sparks lit here in the first. You like that? You like that? It relates to the story we just told. That's kind of how that works. Just go with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Shut up, dude. Here's the 3-1. That is ripped through the box. A base hit. Anthony Gonzalez has given the Blue Hawks a 1-0 lead. Carson Roy trots home. And a good-looking first inning on the mound and at the plate for the Blue Hawks, who must win tonight. That's RBI number 10 for Anthony Gonzalez, who now has 6 RBI in his last 6 games.
Brady Slanina now to bat. He's got 2 home runs in the season, 22 RBIs. He had a homer on Saturday.
Hitting .380, 2 bombs, 22 ribbies. He's the program's all-time leader in RBI. Runner at first, 1 out, first pitch. There is a slow breaking ball that is kept in front of the catcher by Tebow. It's a good block, 1-0. So the Blue Hawks have struck here in the first. They lead 1-0. We've said the Blue Hawks need to win out. When you look at the schedule, they can absolutely do that. They just haven't given themselves any margin for error. 1 ball, no strikes. McQuinney turns and fires. Back in with a dive as Anthony Gonzalez head first.
And I'm just interested to see how the team approaches it. You don't want to go too harsh on yourself where if you make a mistake, it really gets to your head. But at the same time, it's a high-pressure situation. You can't lose another game in district play.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch to Slanina. Fastball strike, 1-1. Team certainly looked loose down on the field prior to the game. And not playing like a uptight ball club here in the first. Cole Carroll sat down the Panthers in order. And on a Carson Roy double, moved over to third on an Ethan Kalanick sack bunt, and then an RBI single for Anthony Gonzalez. Have a 1-0 lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, but not until Kellen McQuinney throws back over to first. Brady waits on the 1-1. It's on its way. It's popped up. Short right field. Matthew Hyman, the second baseman, manages to keep Ricky Clemens, the first baseman, away from him and fights the ball off in that tough twilight sky where the ball starts to look the same color as the sky. Gonzalez goes back to first. There's 2 outs for Reed Tebow.
So Tebow, he's got 6 straight games with a hit. He bats in district with a 346 overall, 4 RBIs.
First pitch, slow breaking ball. Catches the plate at the knees, 0-1.
He's actually hitting a 500 over his last 5 games with 3 RBI, and he's in district standings 3rd in the team for batting average.
He has just moved up the lineup through the season. There goes Gonzalez. It's a hit and run, and the ball is laced the other way, foul. So Gonzalez, who was taking a wide turnaround second, will cut the corner and head back over to first. No balls and 2 strikes to Tebow. Blue Hawks have scored a run on an Anthony Gonzalez RBI. McQuinney has a new baseball, working out of the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. Righty versus righty matchup. Tebow waits on the 0-2 pitch. McQuinney has it at the belt high set. Here it comes. Breaking ball that doesn't break. Lubo able to snag it before it heads back to the screen. 1-2. Some big district matchups this week. You've got Allen and Plano West in a series that'll probably decide if the 6-6-8 champion is a foregone conclusion. Here's the 0-2. Check to swing. Slider missed low and away. McQuinney thought maybe he had caught Tebow looking. It's just not so fast. 1-2.
Great plate vision there by Tebow to just see how the ball was moving there and check his swing, and not in this inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gonzalez at first. Here it comes. This one strike 3 called. That's a good breaking ball. Tebow shakes his head, said, yep, good pitch. But the Blue Hawks scratch here in the first on an Anthony Gonzalez RBI single to plate Carson Roy. He'll be stranded over at first, and we'll go to the second. Rock Hill leading 1-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill senior Grayson Richards telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wagging dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
Rock Hill leads Plano East 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Colton Boston and Brian Sutcliffe here at the Hollow of Rock Hill on a beautiful night. Glad you have joined us wherever you may be. They are underway out in Prosper. Prosper has an early 1-0 lead over McKinney. We will swing you through the district here. All early scores. In the top of the second, Allen with an early 1-0 lead over Plano West. That's a couple of freight trains hitting. Teams red hot and just laying waste to their opponents. The big one to watch today will be McKinney Boyd and Plano. And they're in the top of the second, no score. When you look at the 6-6A landscape, you really haven't had teams in the bottom jump up and bite someone at the top. And so far, it has looked like you've got an upper tier of teams right now that looks like 4. And you got a couple teams in the middle where right now Rock Hill would consider themselves, I think. You know, at this point, they've played Plano West, they played Prosper, they played Allen. At this point, they've had the toughest schedule going through the district. But now they're going to need some help. It's Ricky Clemens, Tyler LeBeau, and Urban Cason, the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Cole Carroll will try to match his flawless performance of the top of the first. The first pitch is a good breaking ball that hooks over the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, and something you mentioned in the pregame show is the elusive shutout inning for Rock Hill. They have a chance to have one here.
A 1 pitch. There's another one, but this one ducks in below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's really plagued the Blue Hawks all season long. It started back in the Allen game. The Blue Hawks are really the only team that's given Allen a game this year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that is lifted to center. Carson Roy tracking back. Carson Roy will watch it hit about 2 feet up the wall in dead center. Steaming into second with a leadoff double is Ricky Clemens. It's funny, you don't see a lot of balls get hit deep to center here or right field. It is all 6 years we've been here, most of the action heads to left. But Clemens gave it a ride, and that wind pushed it a little bit. Carson Roy got a good jump on it, just could not quite get to it.
Yeah, I was going to say just the nature of the wind here definitely plays a little bit into effect with that, as normally in North Texas the wind will be blowing up towards the north.
So tying run at second, nobody out here in the top of the second. Blue Hawks leading 1-0. Here's Tyler LeBeau. First pitch, fastball that is popped into short right center field. Mo Singleton comes on. He will make the catch. Bluffing a tag is Ricky Clemens. He'll head back to second. Blue Hawks have about as much team speed in the outfield as you're going to find anywhere.
Yeah, and there's been a couple times this season where not only we've seen the speed from these athletes, but also just the accuracy and the speed of their throws that they can get to third base or to home plate to shut guys out.
Urban Cason bats with a runner at second, now 1 out. Carroll has needed 13 pitches to collect 4 outs. First pitch, fastball strike, 0-1. You know Cole likes seeing that early run. In his last 2 starts, only getting 4 runs of run support, and we have a balk called, it would appear, as Clemens is moving to third, and Coach Stanton wants an explanation. So Clemens now moves to third. He's the tying run. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Cason digs back in. Big right-handed hitter crowds the plate from the right side. 0-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. And a sinking fastball, 0-2. Clemens led off with a double to deep center. He's now over at third with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing, good slider. Cason lays off. Thought about reaching for it.
Yeah, and that'll be Carroll's 16th ball thrown, and only 5 balls thrown this game, 11 strikes for Cole Carroll, the righty pitcher.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at third. The Carroll pitch is a fastball low, 2-2. Ryland Spate is on deck. Cason didn't have a hit against McKinney Boyd in their last series. The 2-2 pitch that is hit to left. Knocked down by Aiden McDaniel. He comes home, and gunned down at the plate is Ricky Clemens. That'll go 5-2 on the putout. The lead man is cut down. Cason reaches on a fielder's choice, and there's 2 outs. Good play from McDaniel. Set himself and throw. A lot of times you'll see a fielder make a bad throw there or make it really hard on the catcher, but really well done by the senior at third.
Yeah, and I think it goes along with what we were talking about earlier. This team seems pretty loose the way that they're playing right now. And McDaniels, it's a great job of knowing the situation he's in, and great job by Tebow to get the ball down and get that put out.
Ryland Spate hits now with 2 outs. The first pitch is laced just wide of third, 0-1. We've seen some clutch hitting early on. We've seen good pitching, and we've seen some solid defense. Blue Hawks looking good in all 3 phases here thus far. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the second. Aiden McDaniel just cut down the tying run at the plate for the second out. Carroll from the stretch brings the 0-1. Fastball middle, strike 2. Urban Cason gets his lead at first. Cole Carroll with the upper hand. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 0-2 is on its way. It is a fastball painted on the outside corner. Down goes Spate and the Panthers. Nothing doing on a double. They leave a man. After an inning and a half, the Blue Hawks lead it 1-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Rock Hill Senior Brady Slanina. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for the spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks want to thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of the Rock Hill Baseball broadcast.
Rock Hill leading 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Aiden McDaniel, Grayson Richards, Lucas Bell will face Kellen McQuinney for the first time. Again, we'll keep it here. They're in the bottom of the second. We'll continue to keep you updated with important scores. No score between McKinney Boyd and Plano, but Plano has runners at first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the second. So basically, you're looking for teams to beat Boyd and Prosper while you go and run the table. You can't control what happens in those other games, but you can't control what you do between the lines. And so far, so good for the Hill. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing that Rock Hill can do right now is just play your own game. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to making the playoffs, but at this point you have to go undefeated for the rest of your district season. And so I think it's just focusing on the game that you're playing and not letting, the results of the other games affect you right now. Now, if it starts getting to the point when it's late in the season and you're 2 to 3 games away and it's looking close, okay, then maybe start looking at it a little bit more closely. But I think right now, just play your game for Rock Hill and kind of play loosely there.
Aiden McDaniel will get things going. He was 1 for 3 with a solo homer, also drew a walk. He is a top 5 player in on-base percentage for this team for the season at over .450. First pitch, breaking ball, conks him right on the noggin. Aiden tried to crouch and get away from it. Well, that was a heat seeker. Blue Hawks have the leadoff man on for the second straight inning. You say, if you're going to hit me, at least it's with the breaking stuff.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 17, Grayson Richards.
Grayson Richards draws the start at designated hitter. Last minute change for Carroll, who's not going to hit tonight. Richards hitting .211 for the season, takes the first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Got an RBI to his credit this year. He has played well over at first base in a large handful of games this year. Throw over. McDaniel back in. Aiden definitely a base stealing threat. He is 9 for 10 this year. One ball, no strikes. Here it comes. Fastball low and in, 2-0. Lucas Bell will bat next. Grayson Richards, a perfectly straight stance. Not open, not closed. The 2-0 pitch. This one catches the inside corner, 2-1.
So that was the 22nd pitch thrown for Keelan. Cole Carroll only threw 21 in the first 2, and Keelan still has 3 outs to get in this inning.
2 balls and 1 strike to Grayson Richards. Aiden McDaniel over at first. He led off, taking a pitch off the head. 2-1. That is hit on the right side. Coming on is the first baseman, Ricky Clemens. He'll go to second, and his throw is low. It can't be dug out. So Richards will reach on a fielder's choice, and safe at second on the throwing error is Aiden McDaniel, and the Blue Hawks are in business.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 6, Lucas Bell.
Lucas Bell in the season bats with a .219 average. He's got 3 RBIs, and he's 4 for 5 on stolen bases.
McDaniel at second, Grayson Richards at first, nobody out. Bottom of the second, Rock Hill already leading 1-0 and looking for more. Bell bats from the left side. He squares to bunt, pulls it back on a pitch way inside, 1-0.
I think when you look at the difference between the game on Tuesday and the game tonight when it comes to Rock Hill's batting is Rock Hill on Tuesday were very big, lots of home runs, lots of big hits. Today, it's just very consistent. Put the ball in hard places to field, and I think it's playing very well for them tonight so far.
One ball, no strikes. Runners get their lead from first and second, squaring again and bunting perfectly down the third base line, and they're not going to have a play. The ball was bobbled by Ryland Spade. He wasn't going to get Lucas Bell anyway. That's an infield single, and the bases are loaded for Mo Singleton.
Singleton bats over the season with a 290, 3 RBI, and he's got the bases loaded. Bottom of the second with 0 outs for the Rock Hill Blue Hawks here.
Opportunity to build some breathing room here in the early innings. We're in the bottom of the second. Blue Hawks with 3 hits. McDaniel at third, Grayson Richards at second, Lucas Bell at first. And the infield is in all the way around. They're going to try to get the lead run at the plate. Singleton looking for his first district RBI. Great time for it. First pitch, fastball low, ball 1.
Yeah, and on deck is the Rock Hill Blue Hawks leader in home runs, Carson Roy. He's got 4 on the season.
Singleton steps out for a moment, now wheels back in. Left-handed hitter waits on the 1-0 pitch from McQuinney. It's on its way. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. Mo was out in front, 1-1. McDaniel at third, Richards at second, Lucas Bell at first. Nobody out, bottom 2. Blue Hawks leading 1-0. The 1-1 strike pitch. Diving in the zone. Mo comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McQuinney works out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Takes too long. Singleton asks for time. McQuinney with the upper hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Holds that ball back behind his back in the right hand, and now he brings it to the glove at the set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got the fastball past him. There's 1 out for Carson Roy. Second strikeout for McQuinney. Carson doubled and scored his first time up.
Yeah, and Roy on the season bats with a .435. He's got 4 home runs, 18 RBI. Like we mentioned earlier, in regular and just overall season play, he leads the team in most categories. Leads the
Carson
team.
has had RBI in bunches this year. He had 2 on Tuesday, 3 in the second game against Princeton. The first pitch is a slow breaking ball that misses low and away. 1-0. Had 2 against Fort Worth Christian. Had 2 against Fossil Ridge, 2 against Barbers Hill. Had 4 against Dawson. So when the RBI start rolling, Carson tends to stack them up. Well, he's got a big RBI opportunity here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the 1-0, and that hits him in the back. Roy with another RBI. He got one on a walk on Tuesday. Gets this one by taking a pitch right on the number 1. His 19th RBI of the year gives the Blue Hawks a 2-0 lead.
And it puts Ethan Kalanick at a pretty good spot. Bases loaded.
This was a good spot for him on Tuesday as he hit the first pitch he saw in this situation out for a grand slam on his way to 5 RBI. Bases loaded, still 1 out. First pitch, breaker, that is lifted into foul territory. The first baseman has a play, and Ricky Clemens snags it. A massive second out.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks.
It'll be up to Anthony Gonzalez, who already has an RBI in the game. He has one of the two. Blue Hawks with a run in the first, a run in the second. One of the other stats that's been big for the Blue Hawks this year is runners left on base. They've had a lot this year. They have left meat on the bone at times, and it's ended up biting them. First pitch to the Ant-Man. That gets away from LeBeau. Here comes Grayson Richards. He will score. A wild pitch brings home Richards. It's 3-0 Rock Hill. LeBeau had no shot at that.
Now, and with the pitch that he was given, LeBeau did a great job of getting there in a timely manner, but unfortunately for him, not fast enough for the Rock Hill runner to be stopped. So Rock Hill with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
And 1 ball, no strikes to Gonzalez. Here it comes. Watches it in at the knees on the inside corner. It is 1-1. Rock Hill leading 3-0. A run in the first, 2 here in the second. They've got runners at second and third now, 2 outs. Looking to get a winning streak going. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's on its way. Fouled straight back.
Yeah.
Gonzalez was right on that.
And with 2 runners in scoring position, Gonzalez has 6 RBI in 6 games. When you have a guy that bats .300 up at the plate, I think it's a pretty good position to be in at the bottom of the second, up by 3.
1 ball and 2 strikes. McQuinney with a long look in. Now he's ready. Brings it to the left-handed hitting Gonzalez. Fastball right at the knees. Got him looking. Big pitch from McQuinney, but the Blue Hawks score another couple runs on a hit. They leave 2 in scoring position. After 2 innings of play, the Rock Hill Blue Hawks lead the Plano East Panthers 3-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is senior Morgan Singleton from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Are you hungry for better meals without the hassle? Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavored packed meal delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood to ready-to-eat favorites. Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location in Prosper at Quate and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, and real easy.
Kellen McQuinney, Matthew Hyman, and then the top of the Plano East order in Landon Weeks. We'll dig in against Cole Carroll, who has been staked to a 3-0 lead as we go to the third. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the hollow of Rock Hill. Prosper has jumped out to a 2-0 lead against McKinney out at the Eagles' Nest. And they have the bases loaded with 1 out, so the Eagles trying to blow that thing open early. Still 1-0 Allen against Plano West as they play in the bottom of the third. Kellen McQuinney bats from the right side. Waits on the first pitch from Cole Carroll, which is in flight. It is a pumped-in fastball, missed a little bit high, 1-0. Just the 7th ball for Carroll in 22 pitches. Carroll delivers the 1-0. Very high with a fastball, 2-0. Carroll got the shutdown inning in the top of the second after the Blue Hawks plated a run on the Anthony Gonzalez RBI, scoring Carson Roy. Quickly back to work is Carroll, the 2-0. That's popped up right back toward us. Reed Tebow will give it a look, but he runs out of real estate. It's 2-1. Looks like Princeton is the team that has this Thursday and next Tuesday off. They're 0-10, but probably as good an 0-10 team as you're going to find, as they've given teams some scares, including the Blue Hawks. The Blue Hawks had to walk them off, winning 6-5 for their first district win. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Floats high, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. The senior righty delivers. It's taken right at the knees for a strike. Fills the count at 3-2.
Yeah, it's a very different pitching stance than what we saw on Tuesday, where Rock Hill was ahead in the count as full count pitch.
Here it comes. Got him swinging. He just swung at ball 4, but great movement as that ball comes out of the hand from Carroll, looking like a middle pitch, and it ends up about 3 inches off the outside edge. McQuinney goes down on strikes. Nice job by Carroll to come back after falling behind 3-1.
Yeah, and it's very different than what we saw on Tuesday with, I believe, Slanina pitching, is where Slanina was throwing a lot more than what the opposing team's pitcher threw early, and so far Carroll about 10 pitches back.
Here's Matthew Hyman, high and tight with the first pitch, 1-0. Cole hasn't had a massive strikeout game thus far. He's on his way to maybe his best strikeout performance of the year. He hasn't had more than 7 in a game. First, the 1-0 pitch catches the outside edge, 1-1. Had 7 against Fort Bend Hightower. His next most was in his next appearance against Mesquite Poteet when he had 5. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here it comes. Cut on and missed, 1-2. But Cole has punched out 3 of the first 8 Panthers he's faced. One ball and 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter, Matthew Hyman, who stands right on top of the plate from the right-hand side. The 1-2. Fastball laid off. Out of the zone, up, 2-2. Base is empty, 1 out, top of the 3rd. Blue Hawks leading 3-0. Long look in from Carroll. Now he steps off.
Carroll just a tiny percent under that 60% strike to ball ratio. 20 strikes, 11 balls so far, 31 pitches thrown.
Here's the 2-2. Popped up. Right on top of the plate. Reed Tebow veers to his left a bit. Fights it off right at the end. Swipes the glove and snags it. Manages to hold on. There's 2 outs.
Just a really good reaction there from the nasty wind that we're seeing here today at the Holo of Rock Hill.
Landon Weeks struck out his first time up. He bats with the bases empty and 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Rock Hill leading 3-0. Blue Hawks will have the 4, 5, 6 hitters up in the bottom of the 3rd. Slanina, Tebow, and McDaniel. Carroll brings the first pitch. That is way inside. Twisting out of the way is Weeks, 1-0.
Yeah, just something to note for this game. 2 shutout innings so far for Rock Hill in the beginning. Let's see if that can continue throughout tonight.
The 1 ball, no strike pitch from Carroll is hit right off the glove. Diving stop by Bell. Gets up to his knees, fires, and not in time. I think that's the right call, but it was a very delayed call by the first base umpire. Heck of a play by Bell to keep it on the infield and to make it a bang-bang play, but it is the second hit for the Panthers.
I mean, just an outstanding effort there by Bell to dive across pretty much what's behind second base, get the ball over to first base, and I think I'd rather have a ball that's a close call than just, kind of playing it safe there.
Yeah, great effort from Bell. Great stretch over by Slanina. If those guys on that series don't make the play, that play can't be made. Salas is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Weeks over at first with 2 down. The first pitch, low and inside, 1-0.
And I think it kind of sets a tone for what Rock Hill's defense is going to do here is, we're really not going to let stuff up too easily. And, just great effort there by Bell on that play.
Carroll brings the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Ball in on the fists. Salas couldn't lay off of it. Landon Weeks, a 2-out infield single, stands at first. 1 ball and 1 strike to Salas. Throw over. No tag applied. Back in with a slide is Landon Weeks, and Slanina just keeps the ball right there near the player. Just taps him on the chest. Said, you sure you want to step off? Get a little, oh, no, guess not.
Give him a little advice.
Brady's such a friendly guy. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. There goes the runner. Pitch is high. The fastball, the throw is not in time. Another bang-bang play. It was a good throw by Tebow. Given that the tag basically happened on the head of Weeks, it stands to reason that the arm probably got in there first. That's what the field ump says. So it's 2-2. Or excuse me, it's 2-1. After the stolen base. Plano East trying to manufacture a 2-out rally. Salas waits on the 2-1 pitch. It's on its way. Placed perfectly on the outside half, 2-2. Carroll peers in. Landon Weeks gets his lead from second. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball. Just missed outside. Nice plate discipline by Xavier Salas.
And it'll make it a full count situation with 2 outs.
Cole's ready. With 2 down. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ball 4. Lost him. Missed a little low and away. And Tristan Parker comes to the plate as the tying run here on a windy night. Blue Hawks leading 3-0. You look at the size of some of these Plano ISD schools. Rock Hill is the smallest school by 6 students in District 66A. They turned in an enrollment 2 years ago of 2,373. Give you a little more color on that. After Tristan Parker sees the first pitch, he is 0 for 1. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. First pitch hits him square in the middle of the back with the breaking ball, and the bases are loaded. So Rock Hill at 2,373. Plano East at 5,346. So nearly 3,000 students more than Rock Hill. When you say, wow, think about that discrepancy. That's incredible. Well, then you look at Allen. Allen turned in an enrollment 2 years ago of 6,947 students, nearly 7,000 students, nearly 3 times the size of Rock Hill. Here's Ricky Clemens. He doubled his last time up. First pitch is a slider low and away, ball 1. There's no place to put Clemens. He bats us the go-ahead run. Weeks at third, Salas at second, Parker at first. All of this coming with 2 outs. Carroll brings the 1-0. Low and away. Ball 2.
Yeah, but this is a Rock Hill team that we've seen that can shut down teams in situations like this. We've seen it against Prosper. We've seen it against other teams. It's just how do they manage it here in the top of the 3rd.
Carroll returns to the full windup with the bases loaded. Shakes off a couple signs, and now time is called, and Carroll a little frustrated as he walks off the back of the mound. Cole has lost a little command of the strike zone here in this inning as that strike-to-ball ratios get a little bit closer to 1-1. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Clemens. That hits the bottom part of the zone, 2-1. This time I think it's Clemens that's a little frustrated as he walks out of the batter's box and does a wide circle to get himself collected. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. The pitch to Clemens. That is hit to Anthony Gonzalez. Goes down to one knee, scoops to second for the out. So some slick defense by the middle infield, and Plano East leaves them loaded. They can't do anything with the 2-out rally. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Blue Hawks still leading 3-0. This is Rock Hill Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Braxton Clyde, telling you to step up to the plate, go big, or go home with my family company, Bullnose Masonry. At Bullnose Masonry, we build brick, block, stucco, and stone. From schools to hospitals standing tall, Bullnose Masonry builds it all. Bullnose Masonry is a proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Blue Hawks lead Plano East 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Slanina, Tebow, and McDaniel facing Kellen McWinney for the second time. Blue Hawks out hitting Plano East 3-2, but Plano East has left 4 on through 3 innings. The Blue Hawks have left 3 runners on base. Get you some quick updates as the battle for district supremacy, which hasn't been much of a battle all season. Allen at 10-0. They're 2 games clear of the team they're playing here tonight. Plano West, they're through 3.5, still just 1-0 Allen. Prosper has blown it open against McKinney. They lead it 6-0 in the top of the third. So it doesn't look like McKinney's going to get Rock Hill any help tonight. We will check in on Boyd and Plano. It is Boyd leading Plano in the bottom of the third, 2-0. Brady Slanina is 0 for 1 with a pop out. First pitch, breaker, that is ripped fair down the left field line. Brady Slanina, you got a guy that's been hitting about 400 all season. Was maybe in as close as you could say as a slump. It's just been a little cold since hitting that monster home run on Saturday. But he is right back at it with a leadoff double.
That'll be his 6th of the season, 4th in district play.
Both Blue Hawk doubles have come down the left field line. And here's Reed Tebow, as we will have a courtesy runner for Slanina.
Yeah, and just to note, Slanina is only 1 double away from Brett Foss's all-time record.
Tebow was 0 for 1. Struck out looking his first time. And he asks for and is granted time. I think that's Carson Cooley running. Can't be 100% sure. He gets his lead from second. Got a couple of black gloves on as he's running the base paths. First pitch to Tebow is a sinking fastball, swung on and missed, 0-1. Tebow looking to extend a 6-game hitting streak.
So he went 1 for 3 on Tuesday against Boyd.
McWinney gets the sign. No balls, 1 strike, and Tebow squares to bunt. Pulls it back. Pitch misses wide. Sprinting in is the the second baseman, Matthew Hyman. No, that's Ricky Clemens, excuse me. Over at first. Aiden McDaniel on deck. Nobody out. Runner at second. Blue Hawks looking to build on a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Squaring again, pulling it back. The pitch is out of the zone. The throw to second. Bounces in. Tristan Parker covering the bag. Cooley back in with a dive. It's 2-1. We got to have somebody come out and fix the scoreboard as the ball indicator is not working. Hasn't been working the last couple games. Two balls and 1 strike. Tebow has already squared. Now he pulls it back and swings away. It is bounced over to the shortstop. Tristan Parker fires to first. That's as good as a bunt. It moves Carson Cooley over to third with 1 out for Aiden McDaniel.
Up next to your Rock Hill Blue Hawks.
McDaniel, home. He had a home run in the last game on Tuesday. He was 1 for 3.
Got conked on the noggin his first time. And the East infield is drawn in. Blue Hawks have scored in the first 2 innings and looking to do so again with a runner at third and just 1 out. McDaniel's been good with runners in scoring position, hitting .267. First pitch misses very high, 1-0. McDaniel homered on a 3-2 pitch. here on Tuesday. That got the Blue Hawks on the board after falling behind 5-0. The 1-0. Fastball low and away, 2-0. That was the wildest game of the year, I think it's safe to say. Blue Hawks trailed 5-0, got to within 5-2, gave up 2 more, were down 7-2, scored 5 to tie it at 7, took the lead 8-7, ended up falling 11-8. They hit 3 home runs in the process, did the Blue Hawks. The 2-0. McDaniel watches it all the way in, right at the knees, 2-1. McQuinney's at 45 pitches, 26 strikes. In fact, both pitchers at this very moment have thrown 45 pitches, 26 strikes. Here's the 2-1. Breaker missed high, 3-1.
And if McDaniel can reach, he is dangerous on base. 9 for 10 on stolen base attempts.
Can I put in the call? I'm going to put in the call here for McDaniel. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at third, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Well, it's ball 4. That's what I said. Put in the walk. Right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Right again, guys. Right again. Never missed. Never been wrong. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Blue Hawks haven't done much wrong tonight. They lead 3-0. Here's Grayson Richards. He is 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice. Cooley at third, McDaniel at first. We'll see if Coach Stanton gets McDaniel going, see if he can get a second guy in scoring position. Squaring to bunt, popping the bunt back into the netting is Richards. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and Richard bats in the district with a 222. He's got an RBI to his name.
McQuinney looks in, gets the sign from Tyler LeBeau, the backstop. Squares the 0-1. And McDaniel scampering back to first. As maybe there was a little bit of confusion from both teams on the base paths. You had guys scrambling back to bases quickly. McQuinney ready to bring it to the plate. And the ball gets through the wickets. Coming on is Carson Cooley. He will get down in time. It's 4-0 Rock Hill. Moving to second is McDaniel. The pitch was a ball, so it's 1-1 on the pass ball by LeBeau.
Yeah, and that's the second one that we've seen tonight from
So McDaniel does get into scoring position on the pass ball as Cooley comes home to score. So Blue Hawks have still scored in every frame. They lead it 4-0 here in the third. One ball and 1 strike. 1 out here for the Blue Hawks. Too much time taken. Time granted at the plate. McQuinney's ready. Delivers to Richards. There's a called strike, 1-2.
So Richards with an RBI to his name so far. Could make it 2 here with Aiden McDaniel on second in scoring position with 1 out in this game.
There goes McDaniel. The hit and run, high chop. McQuinney bounces off the mound. His throw is true. McDaniel to third with 2 down now for Lucas Bell.
Batting next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 6, Lucas Bell.
Credit McQuinney, didn't try to rush the throw.
Bell now up to bat. He bats with a 219 average on the season, 3 RBI. McDaniel standing on third. And that'd be the 5th run for Rock Hill if McDaniel can come in. Rock Hill with a 4-0 lead so far in the bottom of the third.
First pitch. This is low, ball 1. Bell reached on an infield single his last time. 1-0 pitch. That floats in for a strike, 1-1. Aiden McDaniel at third, 2 outs. Here comes to Bell, and that is smoked into center. Lucas Bell is going to have an RBI. His first of district. McDaniel comes home to score. It's 5-0 to the Hill.
Yeah, it's kind of what we mentioned earlier about just the differences in how Rock Hill is batting in this game compared to Tuesday. It's just the consistency that I think is just bringing Rock Hill so far ahead in this game with 5-run lead in the bottom of the third so far, as Stanton will come out and
I think we'll have a pinch hitter, it would seem. I think Trevor Stum is going to get a at bat.
Batting next to the Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 8, Trevor Stum.
Trevor Stum in district. He bats with a 167 average. He's got 2 RBIs on the season.
He bats with a runner at first and 2 down. It's Lucas Bell. First pitch, low and away. Good job by LeBeau to get out there and snag it. 1-0.
Stum's got 2 RBIs and 2 hits with a double so far. 4 drawn walks for Stum, so, I mean, great plate vision from him.
Carson Roy is on deck if Stummy can reach. The 1-0 pitch. You know, this time a little closer to the outside corner, but not close enough. 2-0. Two-0 pitch, way inside. Again, Stum, the all-time leader unofficially, but I'm pretty darn sure it's true, and hit by pitches in Blue Hawk history. And was, you know, he was okay to let that careen off his arm if it wanted to go ahead and hit him. 3 balls and no strikes. It's on its way. This one catches the inside edge, just barely strike to make it 3-1. Bell still over at first. We'll see with the hitters count if Stanton gets Bell going. See if they can put some pressure on this defense with 2 outs. 3 balls and 1 strike. It comes. This one catches the inside edge again. This time a breaking ball, 3-2. Bell was not on the move. Three balls, 2 strikes. Bell will get a head start at first with 2 down. There he goes. Breaking ball missed high. McQuinney started walking off the mound. That was pretty clearly ball 4. And Carson Roy, who has reached in both plate appearances. He's got a double, an RBI, a run scored. Bats with runners at first and second and 2 outs.
Carson Roy.
The Plano East pitching coach comes popping out of the mound. Still 2-0. Boyd leading Plano in the bottom of the 4th. The Allen lead over Plano West, still just 1-0. Here in the top of the 5th. Long discussion at the mound. Prosper now leading McKinney 7-0. Guess they kicked the PAT. Bell at second, Stum at first for Carson Roy, who is 1 for 1. Also has been hit by a pitch. That one brought home a run.
Roy on Tuesday hit a home run.
Waits on the first pitch in this 3rd plate appearance against McQuinney. Here it comes. That is a breaking ball that dives in for a strike. And I'm McQuinney. I am being careful about throwing that pitch again, as if Roy decides to guess at that pitch, it's going to get hit a long way. We were told by Coach Stanton that earlier this week, Carson put one on top of the softball bullpen. The 0-1. This one is a fastball at the knees, 0-2. So McQuinney changing speeds well here against a guy that you would imagine will be in contention for District Player of the Year awards. He has been that good. And the field umpire is, I think, having a word with the Rock Hill dugout. You're seeing umpires trying to crack down on a lot of the chatter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. McQuinney has what he wants. The 0-2 to Carson Roy. That is lifted on the right side. There's a lot of foul territory, but not enough to give Ricky Clemens an opportunity. He ends up taking cover at the end. I think he thought maybe it was going to maybe careen off a net potentially. I'm not sure. Stays 0-2. Bell back to second. Stum, no, that's Morgan Singleton is running for Stum over at first. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball high. I'll give McQuinney credit. He tries to sell it. If it's close, he starts walking off the mound.
Yeah, with a batter like Carson Roy, not sure if that's going to work. He's leads the team in walks with 18. So just incredible play vision for Roy.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Carson asks for and is granted time. On-base percentage for the season of nearly .570. Probably is .570 after reaching in both plate appearances here this evening. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes to Roy. Fastball, tried to frame it up, did LeBeau, but a little bit low is the best guess from this angle. 2-2.
And I like that Carson's not getting too aggressive in this at bat. You have 2 outs. You're in the the bottom of the third. Just being really patient, waiting for a good pitch.
Will he get the good pitch here on 2-2? Runners away from first and second, 2 outs. Here it comes. That is lifted in the air, right side. Ricky Clemens underneath it. He will fight with the wind a bit, but put it away. A big pitch from McQuinney, who has some words with the Blue Hawk dugout on his way off the mound. But the Blue Hawks score a couple. On 2 hits, they leave 2. We go to the middle innings. After 3, it's all Rock Hill. They lead 5-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Blue Hawk Carson Cooley. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill, where Rock Hill leads the Plano East Panthers 5-0 as we go to the 4th.
Yeah, and something I just want to kind of mention about that last out is I believe it was Ricky Clemens who got it. When a ball's popped up like that, foul just to the first baseline, not only are you kind of having to play with, making sure that you can follow the ball while it's in the sky, but you also have these huge field lights that are incredibly bright, shining down almost straight on you. I mean, earlier this year I got the chance to go down to Globe Life Park, and the lights there are just absolutely blinding when you're down on the field, and I couldn't imagine being a player in that situation, having to look up and just follow the ball through those blinding lights.
Definitely a challenge. Tyler LeBeau, Urban Cason, and Ryland Spate will have the challenge of facing Cole Carroll for the second time. LeBeau's 0 for 1. He flied out his first time up. Getting things going here in the 4th. Blue Hawks leading 5-0. The first pitch from Carroll is a fastball strike, 0-1. Wind still blowing reasonably well out to left. Carroll has the sign that he wants. The righty brings the 0-1. Fastball high, 1-1. These teams will go again on Tuesday out in East Plano. Be a 7:30 first pitch. We'll have the pregame show at 7:20. The 1-1 pitch. That dives late to catch the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the wind holding consistent at about 15 miles an hour. It's gusting up to 30 tonight.
Carroll ready to bring the 1-2. It's on its way. And breaker stays high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, LeBeau. It's on its way. Popped up. Short right field. Coming on hard is Mo Singleton. And he will put it away. Cap high. 1 down.
It's a great catch by Singleton, reading the wind, reading just where that ball's going to go, and getting the first out here for Rock Hill. 3 shutout innings so far in this game, holding Plano to no runs so far in this game as Rock Hill leads 5-0.
Kason reached on a fielder's choice his first time, and this is hit well to right field. Carson Roy makes a diving catch. What a grab. I think Kason thought that ball got out. That was a ridiculous catch by Carson Roy. Full extension, diving toward the wall. That's one of the best defensive plays of the season to rob Urban Kason of a sure double.
I mean, just an unbelievable play by Roy there. I want to say back near, if not on the warning track, and fighting the wind, going against, or, with the ball, so making it harder for Roy, and he still can get there and get the second out of this inning.
First pitch to Ryland Spate is rolled over to Aiden McDaniel, and Cole Carroll, a crisp 1-2-3 frame with a little help from his friends. Carson Roy with some glove work. The Blue Hawks sit him down in order. We'll quickly go to the bottom of the 4th. Blue Hawks still leading 5-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ball players, this is senior Cole Carroll. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
Blue Hawks leading 5-0 as Cole Carroll needed all of 7 pitches to retire the Panthers. And Carson Roy is having a nice night. Reached in 2 of his 3 plate appearances, got an RBI, a run scored, and a 10-bell defensive play. Ethan Kalanick, Anthony Gonzalez, Brady Slanina, the 2-3-4 hitters, will face Kellen McQuinney in that all-important 3rd time through the lineup.
Kalanick coming off of an absolute dream of a night back on Tuesday. 4 for 5, home run, 5 RBIs. And over his past 5 games with 5 RBI, he's hitting a .467 batting average.
What was amazing about his night was all 5 of his RBI either tied the game or gave the Blue Hawks the lead. It was his double that brought home the 8th run to give the Blue Hawks an 8-7 lead. And it might not be fair, and it might be the case anyway, but his night is definitely up there among the greatest single-night performances in Blue Hawk history. I don't know why the game's result would have any impact on that, because it was a ridiculous performance, win or lose. The first pitch, that is a breaking ball that misses a little high, 1-0. One-0 pitch. That one strafes the outside edge, 1-1. Kalanick coming into play tonight, hitting .440 in district. The 1-1. A little bit late on the fastball, punches it straight back, and it's 1-2. He is 0 for 1. Gave himself up on a 2-3 sack bunt in the first. and popped out to the first baseman in the second. One ball, two strikes. Kalanick, the leadoff man here in the fourth. That was a good pitch. Tried to drop it in the front door. McQuinney walking off the mound again. Does not get the call. It's 2-2. Kalanick asks for time. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Way outside, 3-2.
So a no-out, full count situation for Ethan Kalanick.
He will see a payoff pitch here from McQuinney. Here it comes. Got him swinging. That was a tough fastball in on the fists. Kalanick is down on strikes. Anthony Gonzalez bats with the bases empty and one out. Here in the fourth, Blue Hawks winning 5-0. The Ant-Man is 1 for 2. On his way to Southeast Arkansas Junior College after he graduates. Coming in is Ricky Clemens from first to have a word with McQuinney, who is at 72 pitches, 40 strikes. He has thrown 20 more pitches than Cole Carroll. Gonzalez now trailing Uriah Walters and Brenner Cox for the all-time program hit lead by just 3. Takes the first pitch for a strike after bluffing a bunt.
And Gonzalez bats in district play with a 304. He's got 5 RBIs, 2 doubles.
Here's the 0-1. That is stroked into right. It's a 2-hit game for Anthony Gonzalez. He is now 2 hits away from tying for the all-time program record. So Blue Hawks have had base runners in every inning. They have scored in every inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They have out-hit Plano East 6-2. Brady's 1 for 2. He doubled his last time. Carson Cooley, his courtesy runner, ended up coming around to score. First pitch. This is a little low, 1-0.
Yeah, and if Brady can get a double here, he'll tie Brett Foss's all-time doubles record.
Already leads the team all-time in RBI. One of those 3-year varsity guys, Anthony Gonzalez, Cole Carroll, Ethan Kalanick. Well, Kalanick's just a junior. There's the pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he also only trails the all-time hits record by 6.
Yeah, he's right there with Gonzalez.
Slanina bats with a 348 in district play, a homer, 6 RBIs, and 3 doubles.
Anthony Gonzalez at first, 1 out. The 1-1 pitch. That is fouled back. 1-2.
Reed Tebow's on deck after Slanina.
One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch to the senior. Fastball low and away. Late jump for Gonzalez, and I think LeBeau bobbled it for just a moment, and Gonzalez will swipe second. 8th stolen base of the year for Gonzalez, who's now in scoring position. For Brady, who's got 22 runs batted in this year to lead the ball club. 6 of those coming in district. He missed a couple games in the first half of district play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Way outside. Count goes full. McQuinney has walked 2. Has struck out 4. Slanina's back in and ready to face a payoff pitch. Gonzalez away from second. Slanina asks for time. Brady limbers up a little bit. Now he's slowly back into the batter's box. And he's ready to go. As is Kellen McQuinney. Comes to the belt high set. There is another warning for the Blue Hawk dugout. Rather emphatic warning by the field umpire. LeBeau asks for time to go talk to McQuinney. Now we got the home plate umpire warning the Plano East dugout. And now Sean Stanton has come out of the dugout, I think wondering why maybe the warnings aren't being evenly applied. There has been quite a bit of jawing between these teams. This is a big game for both ball clubs. Plano East coming into play at 4-4. They're right in the thick of the playoff hunt. They've already had their bye, so this is actually the start of their second half of district. I think Coach Stanton may actually be trying to argue that McQuinney's motion to come to the set maybe is a balk. We're not sure. We're a long way away, Colton. I don't know what he's saying. I'm just baseless speculation.
I mean, for all we know, we could be talking about.
They could be talking about the Final Four. They could be saying, "Hey, how'd your bracket do? You know, mine wasn't great." Yeah.
It's a pretty long conversation on third base. Probably the longest I've ever seen so far.
Yeah, very long. And it's with both umpires.
And right as it looked like it was ending.
I think Coach Stanton's a little fired up. And finally, Coach Stanton is heading back to the dugout. His team leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. A game the Blue Hawks have got to have. I would say it is a virtual certainty that an 8-8 team will not make the playoffs this year.
As home plate umpires now having a conversation with
Coach Willingham. Yep. Maybe they'll come up here and talk to us.
Yeah.
We should maybe prepare some talking points or something in the off chance that happens. The extremely off chance. That's as off as you can get. Okay, now both skippers have had their say. And after, I don't know, a 3 or 4 minute delay, we're going to have some more baseball. Brady Slanina has been waiting to see a payoff pitch now for a while. Anthony Gonzalez at second base. There's one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Blue Hawks with runs in the first. They scored 1, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. And Cole Carroll's been excellent, keeping the Panthers off the scoreboard. Blue Hawks lead 5-0, looking for more. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ball 4, and it careens off the leg guard of LeBeau. So moving to third is Gonzalez. And the Blue Hawks have runners at the corners and one out for Reed Tebow.
Tebow's been hot at the plate. He's hitting a .500 over his last 5 games, 3 RBIs in district play. He's hitting with a .356, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, 9 hits. For him, he was 1 for 3 in his last appearance against McKinney Boyd.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 so far, and the way Tebow's been swinging the bat, he is past due. Gonzalez at third, Slanina at first. Blue Hawks trying to keep that streak going of scoring in every inning. First pitch from McQuinney, squeezing on the bunt, but pushing it foul as Gonzalez was a safety squeeze. Gonzalez, difference between suicide and a safety squeeze. Suicide squeeze, you start running for the plate as the ball is being pitched. It's a suicide squeeze because the batter doesn't get the ball down. You're probably an easy out. Safety squeeze is where the runner at third waits to see what happens. And as soon as the ball is put in play, charges in from third. Blue Hawks trying to manufacture a run perhaps. No balls, 1 strike. And this time, McQuinney bluffs the throw to third and then looks Slanina back to first. Blue Hawks have 5 runs on 6 hits. Plano East, no runs on 2 hits. They've also committed the game's only error. No balls and 1 strike. Here it comes. Fastball a little bit wide. Tyler LeBeau leaves that mitt up there for the home plate umpire to just get a little extra look at. Says, doesn't matter how long you leave it there, it's still a ball. One ball and 1 strike. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Tebow hits it well to right. Xavier Salas will reach over and loses it off the base of the glove. That will end up being an error on the right fielder. It doesn't matter. It brings home Gonzalez, and the Blue Hawks have scored in every inning. They lead 6-zip. I think that's what you talked about earlier. That ball was hit pretty high, and you start battling with those lights, it can be tough for outfielders.
Yeah, I mean, not only are you battling with the lights, but you're battling with a wind that's gusting almost up to 30, and it's also only going to get stronger as the night goes on. And I mean, something that's not really mentioned a whole lot either is the higher that ball goes up, the wind direction can change, the wind speed can change, where it's gusting is changing. And so it's just really tough to try and predict where that ball is going to go.
That will be an RBI for Reed Tebow, as that would have been a sac fly. So I think that run would have scored anyway. It's 6-0, and we have Nash Thomas running over at first. First pitch to Aiden McDaniel misses low and away, ball 1. Aiden is without an official at bat as he has been hit by a pitch and walked. Rock Hill leading 6-0, and they've left 5 men on. Blue Hawks trying to really blow this thing open. There's the 1-0 pitch. That falls in for a strike. 1-1.
McDaniel bats on the season with a .213. He's got a home run to his name, 14 RBI. And that home run and an RBI came from the last game against Boyd, where he went 1 for 3.
Slanina away from second. Nash Thomas, the courtesy runner at first. Here's the 1-1. This is low and away. 2-1. McQuinney threw all 110 pitches his last time out against McKinney Boyd. He's on his way to doing that here again tonight. He's at 86. Still just 1 out here in the 4th. If the Blue Hawks could make this a big inning, they could potentially end the game in the 5th. They got some more work to do first. You got to be up by 10. Here's the pitch. That is lifted into right center field. Coming on is Landon Weeks. He's got it. Bluffing the tag at second was Slanina. Good throw back into the infield by Weeks. Keeps runners at first and second. Grayson Richards will bat with 2 down.
So 2 down, runners on first and second, and it's up to Grayson Richards.
Richards is 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then grounded out his last time. Slanina at second, Nash Thomas at first. Blue Hawks with a run in. They lead 6-0. First pitch, way outside with the fastball, 1-0.
Richard bats with a .222. He's got an RBI to his name and 2 hits in district.
Came in the Prosper game here, if memory serves. The 1-ball, no strike pitch is another outside fastball, 2-0. That 5-4 win here against Princeton, or against Prosper, was one of several really close games over the last 5. The Blue Hawks are 1-4 in those games, and their losses have come by 2 runs, 1 run, 1 run, and 2 runs. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Fastball, middle for a called strike, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Here it comes. That is stroked on 1 hop. Fielded near the line by Ricky Clemens. He'll go to the bag unassisted. And that will end the Blue Hawk 4th, but another run on another hit. They leave 2. They have stranded 7 for the ball game, but they lead at 6-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention fans, this is Blue Hawk Senior Aiden McDaniel. Whether you're training, tailgating, or cheering from the stands, Shields in the Colony has you covered. With the best selection of sporting goods, footwear, fan gear, and more, all under one roof. Shields is your go-to destination for every adventure. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable in-store experience at the Shields in the Colony. Europe with Shields, proud supporter of Rocket Baseball.
Blue Hawks lead at 6-0. Cole Carroll back out for his 5th inning of work. He's been excellent thus far. He has thrown 52 pitches, 31 strikes, has allowed no runs on just 2 hits. He has struck out 3 and walked 1. He will face McQuinney, Hyman, and Weeks, the 8-9-1 hitters.
Yeah, and Plano East is going to have to go against the Rock Hill defense today that has proven to be just incredible out there, not allowing a single run for Plano East so far this game. We saw Carson Roy make an incredible diving catch back in center field, and we saw Lucas Bell make an incredible play behind second plate. Gonzalez with a couple of good ones too. McDaniel really good on third. So they're going to have to go against a Rock Hill defense that so far this game has had a lot of incredible plays and killed a situation that East had bases loaded.
Kellen McQuinney struck out swinging his first time up. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. Blue Hawks finishing a 2-game homestand here this week. First pitch to McQuinney is a fastball high, 1-0. Carroll quickly back to work. The 1-0 pitch. And he's hit on the left side on one hop. Lucas Bell has time. He fires over. Another dig by Brady Slanina. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th. Bell's been good over at short here in the game. Blue Hawks have gotten good defense all night. Matthew Hyman is 0 for 1. He flied out his first time. First pitch is a pumped-in fastball, strike 1. Well, it looks like the Prosper Eagles have punched in another touchdown. They now lead McKinney 14-0. 0-1 pitch, fastball high, 1-1. And that's the bottom of the 4th. Goodness. Allen now leads Plano West 4-0. The 1-1 popped up. Carson Roy will drift to his right. He has it. Quickly 2 down here in the Panther 5th. What Allen is doing is quite remarkable. As we mentioned during the open, in their last 5 games, they've allowed 3 runs. 4 of those 5 games shutouts. And they're shutting out Plano West, a team that's been putting up big numbers. First pitch to Landon Weeks, who is 1 for 2, high and tight with the first offering. It's 1-0. Allen is an honest-to-goodness state championship contender. And no one played him closer than the Blue Hawks. Blue Hawks had him dead to rights a couple times in that game. The 1-0 cut on and missed. Fastball in on the fists. It's 1-1. That was the game that Allen won in 14 innings, a 4.5-hour marathon. Blue Hawks led early 2-0. Led in extra innings as well. The 1-1 that is rolled through the left side. A little opposite field single for Landon Weeks. He's got a 2-hit night. He stands at first with 2 outs for Xavier Salas.
So Landon Weeks holds 2 of the 3 hits for Plano East.
Salas is 0 for 1, grounded out to short in the first, walked and was stranded at third in the third. And that was in the 3rd inning when Cole Carroll sat down the first 2 in lickety-split fashion, and then the Panthers ended up loading the bases. And just like that, there's a single dumped into short center field by Salas. So the visitors trying to do it again. They were not able to score in the third. We'll see what they're able to do here in the fifth. They need to start chipping away as the Blue Hawks lead at 6-0.
So 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Panthers.
Tristan Parker is 0 for 1. Grounded out to third in the first. Was hit by a pitch in the third. First offering, and that is smoked to center. On one hop, here's Carson Roy. Big turn around third. And being given the stop sign now was Weeks. And the throw into second. They got guys caught off bases. The ball being flung around the infield, but everybody's safe. And just like they had in the third, they have taken absolutely nothing with 2 outs and turned it into a bases-loaded situation. So Ricky Clemens could get his team back in the ballgame with one big swing. He stands with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Also reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Weeks at third, Salas at second, Parker at first. First pitch, way outside, ball 1.
It's a good read by Tebow. Getting out of his stance, getting to the right, making sure that ball doesn't come through.
Blue Hawks lead the game 6-0, but they're only out hitting Plano East 6-5. The 1-0, high and tight, 2-0. Hitters count for Clemens, the 2-0. There's a good fastball. One of the harder fastballs we've seen in the game from Carroll. He's still amped up. Only at 65 pitches, 39 strikes. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. Plano East trying to get right back in this game. The 2-1. That is fouled back into the netting. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and so far I think this is probably the strongest showing that we've seen, from Plano East, as 3 of their 5 hits on the game have come in this inning alone.
They're seeing Carroll for the third time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Panthers at every base. Rock Hill leading 6-0. Cole steps off. He will adjust his hat. And now quickly get back on the bump. And now Clemens asks for time at the plate. Clemens doubled to deep center in the second. If you can get it past Carson Roy, you've given it a good ride. Here comes the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball. Missed high, and the count is full.
So full count, 2 outs.
They'll all get moving on the pitch. Cole Carroll is ready. Brings the payoff pitch. Got him looking! Cole Carroll sits him down. Runners 5, 6, and 7 stranded by the Plano East Panthers will go to the 5th. Rock Hill maintains their 6-0 lead. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill Senior Trevor Stum telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wacky dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
Blue Hawks leading 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Lucas Bell and then Morgan Singleton. Singleton in the 9-hole. He was hit for by Trevor Stum, but then came back in the game, so I would expect we'll likely see Mo as the second hitter this inning, and then we'll see Carson Roy. They are in the bottom of the 6th, and Plano. Boyd leading Plano 3-2. Plano's only district wins have come against Princeton. That's 2 of Rock Hill's 3 district wins. But that doesn't mean there haven't been opportunities, as the Blue Hawks have had leads in several of the games they've ended up falling in late. They led in the top of the 7th in the game at Prosper. ended up falling in extra innings in that one. They led in the 7th inning on the road on Saturday against Boyd. They led 2-1, ended up losing that one 3-2. Led in extra innings in the game at Allen, ended up losing that one 5-4. The Blue Hawks are just a couple of plays away from being comfortably in the top 4 right now, heading into this back half and looking to stack up some wins.
I think this game has been, we talk about the close games, the games that we've seen other teams come back in, but I think so far in this showing against Plano East, this has probably been one of the best defensive performances that we've seen from the Blue Hawks. Is 5 shutout innings currently against the Panthers.
Yeah, very solid. You've seen all 3 phases working really well. The Blue Hawks have scored in every inning, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And there is a new pitcher for the Panthers. It's Ben Stoltz. So that will close the book on Kellen McQuenney. He goes 4 innings, throws 91 pitches, 50 strikes, allows 6 runs, all earned on 6 hits, strikes out 4 and walks 3. Lucas Bell's 2 for 2.
He got his 4th RBI in the season, 1st in district. He bats overall in the season with a .219 batting average. A little bit higher now that he's gone 2 for 2.
That number is definitely going to rise. This is his first multi-hit game since he had 4 hits in the first 2 games of the season. He had 2 against Hightower and 2 against Dawson. The first pitch is a fastball high, ball 1. Stoltz bringing it from the left side. Comes over the top, old school on the windup. The 1-0 pitch is weakly lofted foul, just shy of the Rock Hill dugout. It's 1-1. Morgan Singleton is on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucas Bell looking for a 3-hit night. Here it comes. And that's a good little sweeper that catches the outside edge, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bell leading off the 5th inning. Blue Hawks lead 6-0. The pitch. That's a good defensive swing. Just punches it foul into the net on the left side. We'll keep it at 1-2.
And a 2-strike count on the pitch that was close, if not going to be a strike. I mean, great defensive hit by Bell. Just keep this at-bat alive.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here it comes from Stoltz. And that is strike 3 swing, and the ball gets away from LeBeau. He will track it down. And a good stretch by Ricky Clemens over at first. Just beats Lucas Bell by about a half step. So it will be a 2-3 strikeout. And Morgan Singleton will bat with the bases empty and 1 out. Singleton will come back into the lineup. He struck out swinging his first time.
On the season, Singleton bats with a .290 batting average, 3 RBIs. He's without a double so far this season, but
which is, with his speed, it's almost impossible to believe. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, fastball misses, 1-0.
Yeah, and he leads the team in stolen bases with 12 on the season. He's 2nd in district with 4.
Had a 3-game hitting streak early in district. Here's the 1-0. Squares again. This time takes the fastball for a strike. 1-1. 1 out, bases empty, bottom 5. Rock Hill leading a game they must win 6-0. He'll square again, punches it down the third base side. Rylan Spate comes up with it. His throw is true. That is tough to do, to retire Singleton on a well-placed bunt. But Ben Stoltz is 1 hitter away from sitting the Blue Hawks down in order for the first time tonight. Good effort by Mo, but he's the 2nd out. Carson Roy is 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the first, an RBI hit by pitch in the second, and then he popped out to the first baseman in the third. First pitch hits him in the back with a fastball. Stoltz got his money worth that time. Roy shakes it off. Little overhand throw of the bat in frustration. So the Blue Hawks still have a base runner in every inning. That's not how you want to get it. And Ethan Kalanick will bat with a runner at first and 2 outs. He's 0 for 2.
Yeah, I just mentioned that Morgan Singleton was second on the team in stolen bases. The only one above him, Ethan Kalanick. He's got 7 on the season, but he bats with a 440 average. He's got 7 RBI, a home run, and a double, and that home run came in his last outing in the 4 for 5 game with 5 RBI.
Kalanick digging in, seeing Ben Stoltz for the first time. First pitch, that's a good breaking ball. That ducks in over the inside edge, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. This is in, maybe a little bit high as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hey, the ball indicator just came on. I'll be darned. How about that, huh? Well, easy toss over by the left-handed pitcher. Carson Roy's not going anywhere. Maybe that coming back on is a sign of what's coming here in the latter half of the season. The 1-1 is popped up way high in the air. The center fielder, Landon Weeks, puts it away, and the Blue Hawks are turned away without scoring for the first time in the game. But they lead it 6-0 as we go to the 6th. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Reed Tebow from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of Rock Hill baseball broadcasts.
Cole Carroll's only thrown 68 pitches through 5. He takes the hill to start the 6th. His team leading 6-0. It'll be LeBeau, Cason, and Spate, the 5, 6, 7 hitters, facing Cole Carroll, who has given this team exactly the performance they needed in a game they have to have.
Yeah, and I think this will be a big inning for Rock Hill's defense. As you look at the scorecard, the bottom of the 5th was the only inning this game that Rock Hill hasn't scored in. So Princeton able to shut out Rock Hill, and the great offensive batting that they've had so far in this game, they now have the chance to maybe make this game turn around for them, look a little bit different, but it all depends on how Rock Hill plays defense for these last 2 innings here.
They're in the bottom of the 6th in Plano. Boyd leads Plano 3-2, but Plano has the tying and go-ahead runs on base with 2 outs. So the Blue Hawks could get some help from the Wildcats if they could tag Boyd with a loss here tonight. You figure the Broncos probably got to lose 5 of their last 8. Here's the first pitch to Tyler LeBeau. Good curveball for a strike, 0-1. LeBeau is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts, both to right. Cole's 0-1 pitch is a fastball that is stroked. Diving stop by the Ant-Man. His throw, big stretch. Beautiful put out to start the 6th. Blue Hawks continue to show that top flight defense. We've seen diving catches in the outfield. We've seen heady throws to gun down runners at the plate. Terrific defense on the infield. There's 1 out.
And it's exactly the way that you want to start this inning, is with a big defensive play like that. It just sets a statement, responding to the no-run inning that Rock Hill just had.
Urban Cason was the guy who was robbed by Carson Roy in deep center his last time up. He takes a first pitch for a strike. Cason's 0 for 2. Carroll is up there firing. 1 out, base is empty. top of the 6th. Blue Hawks leading 6-zip. Kason steps back in after Carroll and Tebow needed to get on the same page. Here comes the 0-1. Breaker high, 1-1. One ball and one strike. The pitch. Fastball. Fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, on the 73 pitches that Cole Carroll's thrown, only 28 of them have been balls, the rest strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases are empty here in the 6th. Kason asks for time. And the Wildcat strikes out to end the frame. The 1-2. Fastball wide. So Boyd takes a 3-2 lead to the 7th out in Plano. Allen leads Plano West 4-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. A little bit low. In fact, Allen has just finished off Plano West 4-0 to move to 11-0 in district. And they now have a 2.5 game lead on the field. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. In on the fist, popped up, foul territory. Playable for Tebow. He got it.
So Tebow with a great play makes it a 2-out inning.
Rylan Spate will try to get another 2-out rally going. There's been 2 times tonight. Carroll has retired the first 2 only to watch the Panthers load the bases. But he was able to slam the door both times. Spade is 0 for 2. First pitch. High fastball, 1-0. The Allen Eagles look like a machine. Another shutout. The 1-0. Just outside, 2-0. They have an embarrassment of riches on the mound. They've got about at least 3 guys. That would be a 1 for most teams in the district. The 2-0. There's a fastball at the knees, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you have a school of nearly, 7,000 people. You're going to get a lot of incredible athletes.
The 2-1 pitch that is hit on 1 hop foul on the third base side. You don't mean this as shade, but it's almost surprising that Allen doesn't win more with the incredible student body advantage they have.
And I think it just shows how competitive 6-6A is all around in every type of sport.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. The bases are empty. Here it comes. Wide fastball. The count runs full. That's 81 pitches for Carroll, 48 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch to Spate. Barely gets a piece. Stays alive with the foul. We'll keep it at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So full count, 2 outs, and a chance to go to the bottom to the 6th for Cole Carroll.
We'll try the payoff pitch again. It's on its way, and that is hit on 1 hop. Lucas Bell fires. High throw. Slanina gets the tag down. Greatest Slanina has been brilliant over at first in his entire career. It ends up a 3-up, 3-down frame. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Blue Hawks leading 6-zip. This is Rock Hill Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Boston Wilson, asking if you're hungry for better meals without the hassle. Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavor-packed meals delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood, ready-to-heat favorites, Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable, with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location and prosper at Coy and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, real easy.
6-0 Rock Hill as we move to the bottom of the sixth. Prosper has run-ruled McKinney. The Lions scratched a consolation run, but they lose 14-1. So start to have some results flow in. You've got Allen now at 9-0 in district. Plano West falls to 8-3. They now, in terms of losses, fall behind Prosper as Prosper moves to 7-2. The only close game being played right now is between Boyd and Plano as they have gone to the 7th. There's one out and the base is empty in the top of the 7th. Boyd leading Plano 3-2. Anthony Gonzalez, Brady Slanina, Reed Tebow all scheduled to bat against Ben Stoltz. A run in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Stoltz came in and was able to put up the first goose egg in the 5th. First pitch to Anthony Gonzalez. That's laced foul into the net on the left side. Ant-Man is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles to go with an RBI.
Gonzalez hits in the district with a .304 batting average, 5 RBIs.
A 1 pitch. Yeah, good breaker way out in front. Like he got a piece at the plate, did Gonzalez. The foul ball makes it 0-2.
Gonzalez only 2 hits behind the all-time hit record. If he can get one here, he'll only trail by 1.
I would imagine that record's going to fall before the end of the year. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Missed low and away, bounced away from LeBeau, but nobody on base, no harm done. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. It's been a happy night so far for the home team and their fans. Rock Hill's led from the jump. They lead 6-0. The pitch, 1-2, is fouled off to the left. Gonzalez fighting tough. Plano East trying to avoid falling to 4-5. We'll do the 1-2 again. Fastball wide, 2-2. McKinney now 4-5 after the 14-1 loss to Prosper. Here comes the 2-2. And that is lined right to the second baseman, Matthew Hyman, who puts it away belt high for the first out of the Blue Hawks 6th.
Up next to your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 21, Brady Slanina.
Brady Slanina is 1 for 2. Popped out to the second baseman in the first. Doubled in the third. Carson Cooley, his courtesy runner, came around to score. Walked and was stranded at second in the fourth. First pitch from Stoltz is a fastball off the outer edge, waved at and missed by Slanina, 0-1.
Yeah, not only has Slanina been really good at home plate today batting, but he's also been incredible at first with a couple of stretching plays, and the last play at the top of the sixth, they tag out on first.
Here's the 0-1, way outside, 1-1. I don't have this number. It really wouldn't surprise me if you looked over and saw that in his career, Brady Slanina had 1,000% fielding percentage at first. That sounds like a ridiculous statement, but you really can't remember any plays being left unmade over there. And he's had to make a few. Here's the 1-1. Good breaking ball. That ducks in over the outside edge. 1-2.
If he can get a double here, he will tie Brett Foss's all-time record for doubles.
Brady's going to play at the next level. The question will be, does he want to pitch? Does he want to play first? Because he is absolutely a collegiate prospect at both positions. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases are empty. Here it comes. Foul back. Blue Hawks with 6 runs on 6 hits. They've left 8. Ben Stoltz brings the 1-2. That's outside, 2-2.
So the school's all-time leader in RBI needs 1 double to tie record and 6 hits to tie record. I mean, I think that just speaks to the incredible career that Brady Salinas had here at Rock Hill.
Yep. 2 balls and 2 strikes remains the count. Here it comes. That is stroked. Seeing eye single for Brady Slanina. Tristan Parker ends up diving in short left field to knock it down, but wasn't anything you could do about it. It's a 2-hit game for Slanina. Slanina will be run for.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 4, Julian Lockhart.
Julian Lockhart's going to get a plate appearance. We don't know who the courtesy runner is over at first.
Lockhart so far this season bats with a 280 average. He's got a homer, 5 RBI, 7 hits, and 2 doubles.
He comes to the plate with a runner at first and 1 out. Blue Hawks leading 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch. That is inside. And scampering down to second is the courtesy runner. That is Jacoby Cartwright running. He now stands at second. A 1-ball, no strike count to Lockhart. Reed Tebow will see his hitting streak end, but he did have an RBI. Lockhart asks for time. You never know. We'll see. Sometimes the hometown scorers end up, going the hometown way with the way that ball out and right. Maybe got lost in the lights a little bit, but, hit the kid's glove. You figure it's probably got to be an error. The 1-0 is way inside. I'm not sure how Lockhart evaded that. It's 2-0. I used to do basketball when you were a wee lad, and I did basketball for Highland Park, and Dave Peeler, a fantastic guy over there, always had a point guard who was among the area's leaders in assists because he basically doled out assists like they do in hockey, where he'd give up 2 assists on 1 play. Here's the 2-0. Fastball high, low. It's 3-0. Said, Coach, how do you always have players up near the area's leaders in assists? He says, well, some of them I give 2 assists. Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to do it. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Jacoby Cartwright at second. 6-0 Rock Hill. Here's the 3-0. That's ball 4. So good at bat from Lockhart. And here comes Aiden McDaniel.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 3, Aiden McDaniel.
The Blue Hawks can score 4. They can end the game right now. Don't even go through the 7th inning. Why take 7 innings what you could do in 6, right?
Exactly.
If you get the chance.
Saves a little bit of time.
McDaniel's 0 for 1, but he's reached twice on a hit by pitch and a walk. First pitch. Good curveball from Stoltz. Breaks in over the inside half, 0-1. Cartwright at second, Lockhart at first.
McDaniel bats at the .213 this year. Hit his first homer on Tuesday. He's got 14 RBI and 10 hits on the season.
The 0-1 pitch. Another good breaker. This one hits the outside edge, 0-2. That batting average doesn't really tell the story of what Aiden McDaniel's been able to contribute this year.
I mean, he
up
leads
near the team's lead in RBI. He's got 14. He's got an on-base percentage of .450.
And he leads the team in RBIs when it comes to district play with 8.
No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, runners at first and second. The pitch. Way inside, that gets away from LeBeau. Cartwright moves to third, Lockhart to second. And it makes the count 1-2. So a chance for Aiden McDaniel to add maybe a couple to that RBI total. See if he can get into double digits. No one has done that yet in district play. He's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Stoltz moves back to the full windup. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball missed low, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Aiden McDaniel waits. Here it comes. That's a fastball, strike 3 call. Right on the outside edge. Good pitch from Stoltz. And Boston Wilson will pinch hit for Grayson Richards.
Up next, your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Number 18, Boston Wilson.
Wilson has one of the team's 10 home runs. Came during tournament play. Cartwright stays at third, Lockhart at second. Wilson bats for the first time tonight. 2 outs. Blue Hawks looking to add to a 6-0 lead. First pitch, fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Carroll will go out to the mound in the 7th if the game gets there, having thrown just 83 pitches.
Yeah, and what Boston Wilson does really well is when he's in a situation where there's runners in scoring position, his batting average jumps to a 430 compared to a 300 overall.
1 ball and no strikes. It's on its way. Fastball, strike call, 1-1. These teams will get it going again on Tuesday, so we'll have a little bit of a break through the long weekend. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That bounces, but it's blocked by LeBeau. Cartwright goes nowhere at third. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll have the Blue Hawk Baseball pregame show starting at 7:20 out in East Plano. .730 first pitch. And LeBeau will go have a word with Stoltz. And we'll get you an update from Plano. They are in the top of the 7th. Still 3-2 Boyd. Boyd's got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Cade Reagan at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stoltz on the mound. Wilson at the plate will both reload. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Cartwright at third, Lockhart at second. Here's the 2-2. That is hit just foul, opposite way. Wilson stays alive. The Blue Hawks will try to close out their first district shutout of the year. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch that is lifted out of play down the right field line. And Boston Wilson will see a 7th pitch.
Yeah, so it's a great job by Boston to continue on with this at bat and make it run as long as he can make it run.
We've been at 2-2 for a little bit here. We'll try it one more time. But not yet. Stoltz was taking too long. Wilson asks for time. Now he's back in. Stoltz ready to bring the 2-2 pitch. The lefty deals. Breaking ball. Misses low. We'll have a pinch hitter for Lucas Bell if Wilson's able to reach. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Blue Hawks leading 6-0. The pitch to Boston Wilson. Breaking ball missed low, and they're loaded. Braxton Clyde will bat.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Number
Clyde's got an RBI to his name so far this season.
Cartwright at third, Lockhart at second, Wilson at first. If Clyde could go deep, the game would be over. Stoltz moves back to the full windup. The first pitch is a fastball right in the bottom part of the zone, 0-1. No balls, one strike, bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch to Braxton Clyde. That is way inside, just misses hitting him in the back foot. It is 1-1. Bases full of Blue Hawks. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch is a fastball at the knees, 1-2.
I think Nash Thomas is on deck.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at every base. Stoltz brings the 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Rock Hill leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Braxton Clyde bats as the game-ending run with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch is on the way, and that is rolled just barely foul. That's a good play, good call by the home plate umpire. Ricky Clements charged as hard as he could to try to grab it before it veered over into foul territory, but it was clear by about a foot. That's where the ball was. So instead, we will keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and runners at first, second, and third. Cartwright at third, Lockhart at second, Wilson at first. Blue Hawks have scored 6 runs on 7 hits. They've left 8 men on base. Clyde waits on the 2-2. It's on its way. Misses low and in. 3-2. Everyone will get a head start. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Blue Hawks haven't scored since the 4th. They plated runs in each of the first 4 frames. Braxton Clyde looking to do something about that here in the 6th. Ben Stoltz, the second Plano East pitcher, gets ready to bring it. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Good pitch. Way out in front was Clyde. He goes down on strikes. And the Blue Hawks are finished in the 6th. They leave him loaded on a hit. Blue Hawks 3 outs away from a big win. They lead 6-0 as we go to the 7th. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk Senior Julian Lockhart. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
6-0 Rock Hill as we go to the 7th. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston. Blue Hawks trying to snap a 3-game losing streak in which they lost those 3 games by a total of 4 runs. And they led in the 6th inning or later in all 3. It's been right there for the Blue Hawks, but tonight they have put together one of their more complete performances. Only thing you could really nitpick is that runners left on base number, as they have stranded 11 in the game.
Yeah, and I think that's that's about the only thing that you could really talk about this game. We've seen it in a couple of other games, but, I mean, whenever we look at a game like this, it just always reminds me of the saying that defense wins championships. And when you look at this game, if you have a strong defense, offense hits, 2 or 3 runs, but as long as you hold them down to 0, you can still win the game. So it's an incredible job by the defense here.
Diego Moran will get things going, a pinch hitter for Kellen McQuinn. He watches the first pitch miss high, ball 1. It's the 8-9-1 spots in the lineup due to face Cole Carroll, who's been terrific. That was pitch number 84, 50 strikes. The 1-0 pitch that is popped up. Short center field. Coming on hard is Carson Roy. It took him a minute to get his giddy-up going, but there's quickly one down here in the 7th. Matthew Hyman will come back to the dish. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. He bats with 1 out and the base is empty in the top of the 7th. Rock Hill leading 6-0. First pitch from Cole Carroll is a high fastball, 1-0. Carroll's 1-0 pitch is a fastball. And he missed a little bit inside. 2 balls and no strikes. So the Blue Hawks and Panthers will finish out next Tuesday. And then the Plano series will begin, the 2-0. That is hit on a couple of hops over to the charging third baseman. It's Aiden McDaniel. His throw across the diamond is true, and the Blue Hawks are an out away. Landon Weeks has 2 hits. He is the last hope for the Panthers as the Blue Hawk fans, with 2 outs in the final inning, start to make some noise.
Yeah, Weeks has 2 of the 5 hits for the Panthers this game.
McKinney Boyd has beaten Plano 3-2, so the Blue Hawks don't get that help. The first pitch misses low, ball 1. They did not get help from McKinney or Plano here tonight, but they've taken care of their own business thus far with 1 out to go. We're in the top of the 7th, 6-0 Rock Hill. The 1-0 hits Weeks on the foot. He will head to first with 2 outs. Again, it's Carroll comes out, rips through the first 2, and then shenanigans start as Weeks has to walk that off. The foot is not where you want to get hit. I personally don't want to get hit anywhere, but, you know, the foot is not a place that you want to wear one, and he's still a little bit hobbled. He's going to see if he can walk it off. Xavier Salas is at the plate, and Weeks is down on his rear end. He's trying to work that foot out. So we have results already in. Allen beat Plano West 4-0. Allen moves to 9-0. So Plano West now at 8-3. They have their win streak snapped. And now Weeks is back up. Prosper now at 7-2 after beating McKinney 14-1. McKinney Boyd moves to 6-3 after that clutch 3-2 win over Plano. The Wildcats fall to 2-9. Weeks still jogging it out, and now the Blue Hawk fans will get noisy again. Xavier Salas 1 for 2 with a ground out. He's also singled and walked. The first pitch from Carroll is a called strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch is low and away. Tebow scampers to get it. It's 1-1 strike. If the Blue Hawks can close this out, Cole Carroll would tie Brett Foss for the all-time team wins record. He's also knocking on the door of Brett Foss in terms of strikeouts. He's going to maybe carry a couple more into his next outing in terms of what he needs, and time is called. I think Landon Weeks has tried to gut it out, but he's going to have to come out of the game. You hope Braden Dobosh will come and run. You hope Weeks is able to work that out before next Tuesday. 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first. Blue Hawks lead 6-0 in the 7th. The 1-1, and that is lined into right center. That will get down. Sliding to keep it in front of him is Carson Roy. Moving to third is Dobosh. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. Xavier Salas has 2 hits.
So it's another situation this game where you get 2 quick outs and then you allow some base runners on.
Yeah, it's been bizarre. And Coach Stanton will come out to have a word with Carroll, who I can guarantee will be given a chance to close this thing out, leading 6-0. He's at 93 pitches.
Then again, every time that this has happened so far in the game, they've been able to shut it out.
Five of the Plano East 6 hits have come with 2 outs. There is a little bit of stirring going on in the Rock Hill bullpen. Again, Carroll's at 93 pitches, so he's got 17 left. Things would have to get away from him here a little bit to not have a chance to close this out. It's 6-0, Rock Hill. Blue Hawks trying to close out their first district shutout of the year and snap a 3-game skid. Parker's got a ground out, a hit by pitch, and a single. Braden Dobosh at third. Xavier Salas at first. Carroll moves to the full windup. Tristan Parker waits on the first pitch. Salas already heading to second. The first offering is a great breaking ball that fools Parker. He tried to check his swing. I think it was a called strike anyway. Salas moves to second on defensive indifference.
It was a really early steal there by Salas. I think he was off the bag before.
Yeah, he knew the Blue Hawks weren't going to make any effort at him. The 0-1, another breaking ball. That is foul, 0-2. Salas is taking a massive secondary lead from second base. I think he was halfway to third. I don't know where he thinks he's going. There's a guy standing in front of him. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Rock Hill leads 6-0. Cole Carroll looking to close it out. Here's the 0-2. Popped up. Out of play, back toward us. We'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. It would be win number 13 on the season for the Blue Hawks. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and that's a Rock Hill winner. Cole Carroll has moved into a first-place tie with Brett Foss for all-time program pitching wins. And the Rock Hill Blue Hawks win it 6-0. For the Blue Hawks, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 11 men left. The Plano East Panthers, no runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left in a game that takes 2 hours and 21 minutes. The Blue Hawks move to 13-9-2. More importantly, they get the first of what they'll need to be 7 consecutive wins to end the season. Or make it 6 consecutive wins. They take this one to move to 4-7. The Plano East Panthers fall to 14-8 overall, 4-5 in league play. And as we look at the happy numbers, a lot of guys, again, getting involved. You've got Carson Roy. He had an RBI with a base hit. Anthony Gonzalez, an RBI. He had a 2-hit night. Brady Slanina had a double. Aiden McDaniel scored a couple of runs. Lucas Bell with a 2-hit night. He had an RBI as well. So, again, a lot of guys getting involved. And a happy night for the Blue Hawks. And can hope that gets them going to, finish this thing strong, win out, and if it works out for you, great. If not, you like the way you finished out.
Yeah, I mean, look, there were two things that I really loved about the Blue Hawks tonight. It was, one, the defense was absolutely incredible. Shut out the Plano East Panthers, and two, it was the hitting. It was very consistent. Not a lot of guys were swinging out for the fences, but they were putting the balls in places that made it really hard for the Panthers to try and field, and I think it was just probably one of the best showings that we've seen from the Blue Hawks so far this season.
So the Blue Hawks will go for the sweep out in East Plano next Tuesday as the happy Blue Hawks are huddled up with their coach after one of their most complete performances of the season. We will have the Blue Hawk baseball pregame show next Tuesday at 7:20 before the 7:30 first pitch. Colton Boston, great job as always, my man. We hope the Blue Hawks get a winning streak going on Tuesday. If you want a streak, it starts with 1, and they get it done tonight, defeating Plano East 6-0 for the entire Regency Sports broadcasting crew. We'll see you on Tuesday. I'm Brian Sutcliffe. So long, everybody.